With GTA 5 being out for over 7 years now and most of us patiently waiting for the next installment in the GTA series, today we're going to go back a few years and take a look at some of the leaks that came out for GTA 5 that ended up being true. Now, GTA 5's first official announcement from Rockstar Games had come on October 25th, 2011, with a tweet from Rockstar Games announcing the game, but our first actual hint of where GTA 5 was going to take place came much earlier than this. Over a year earlier, on July 26, 2010, VG247 shares with the world the first real hint that the game is headed back to America's sun-spoiled West Coast. While the article link does have the tease in a conversation format, it does make mention of Hollywood and that announcement could be coming soon. Separately, it seems Eurogamer reached out to their own sources and were able to confirm that while Rockstar had been scouting out the Hollywood area, they were unable to confirm for what actual franchise it was for. This wouldn't be the first time Rockstar has taken GTA to Los Angeles, with San Andreas already staking that claim. Now, obviously, seeing GTA 5 is set in Los Angeles, this was the first legitimate leak we ended up getting for GTA 5, which was quite impressive considering the game came out over 3 years later in September of 2013. Moving forward a few months into early 2011, our next leak comes from Xbox Achievements with a few of the domain names that ended up being related to various businesses in GTA 5. These turned out to be related to in-game websites and businesses, and the ones registered were cashfordeaddreams.com, buying secondhand items from the elderly, sixfiguretemps.com, a job site to make money fast, HammersteinFaust.com, which was an employment firm business in the game, and LifeInvader.com, which was the game's social networking service. The only one registered that didn't seem to make an appearance in the game is StopPayingYourMortgage.net, although typing this into an actual browser will take you to Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto 5 website. In March of 2011 probably came the biggest and most relevant leak to GTA 5, and that was the casting call for a bunch of roles of characters in the game. Game Watcher reported that Rockstar had put out a casting call for an interactive project which was codenamed Rush, and the call was looking for people to fill quite a few roles, such as Mitch Hayes, who we now know as Steve Haynes, Jerry Cole, who we knew as Lester Crest, and Kevin De Silva, who was described as an 18-year-old video game addicted son to who at the time was Albert De Silva, later being renamed to Michael DeSanta. This leak, coming over 2 years prior to the game's announcement, gave an insight into the various personalities and types of characters we would later end up seeing throughout the GTA 5 storyline. Now, a few months later in 2011, Rockstar Games went on to announce GTA 5 on October 25th, 2011, but this didn't stop leaks from coming out until the game's final release in 2013. On the same day that GTA 5 was announced, Kotaku was able to confirm that GTA 5 will be set in Los Angeles, according to their source who was familiar with the game, as well as talking about the settings. They had the other sources that the game will feature multiple playable characters, something that was somewhat touched on with GTA 4's DLC expansions. Now, we know this ended up being true as GTA 5 implemented the 3-character system, allowing us to switch across players at any point in time in the game. A week after this announcement in October of 2011, Rockstar Games went on to release the trailer for GTA 5 on November 2nd, 2011. Now, between the period of this trailer's release and the actual game's release 2 years later, there was abundance of fake leaks from Reddit posts all the way into actual gameplay footage that was either taken from other games or poorly edited videos with GTA overlays on top of them. Now, I'm not going to get into these leaks too much considering most of it, if not all of them, were fake and not worth discussing. Leading up to GTA 5's actual release in 2013, the last and final leak that we did end up seeing was actually a leak that was more of a mistake on Sony's side. On August 23rd of 2013, 2 months prior to the game's release, users who had pre-ordered GTA 5 on the European version of the PlayStation Store were able to download some files as they had become available on the 22nd of August. Users mined these details, being able to discover the game's soundtrack. A day later, PlayStation provided a comment on the matter, saying regrettably, some people who downloaded the digital pre-order of Grand Theft Auto 5 through the PlayStation Store in Europe were able to access certain Grand Theft Auto 5 assets. These assets were posted online, and we have since removed the digital pre-order file from the PlayStation Store in Europe. We sincerely apologize to Rockstar and GTA fans across the world who were exposed to the spoiler content. GTA 5 is one of the most highly anticipated games of the year, with a very passionate following, and we're looking forward to a historic launch on September 17th. Now, seeing how Sony and PlayStation themselves actually made a statement on this, it's fair to say this must have been the most damaging leak to GTA 5 and Rockstar Games. Considering how important Rockstar Games takes the secrecy of their upcoming projects, a mistake like this on Sony's end was definitely not something they were too happy with. Fast forward 2 months, GTA 5 releases on the PS3 and Xbox 360 on September 17th, 2013, breaking sales records never before seen in the history of gaming. However, even though the game was already out at this point, that didn't stop one more leak from coming out, and at the time of GTA 5's release, GTA Online was not yet available, leaving many players questioning how exactly it would work, as it was not going to be the same as GTA 4's online. A week after GTA 5's release, Reddit user u/1880 seemed to discover why it was so hard for players to earn cash in the game, and discovered a file that references cash cards ranging from 100,000 to 1.25 million. However, these cash cards were unable to be accessed despite the game being playable. The original post is quite hopeful that it is just something that was scrapped in development, as it seems very un-Rockstar-y to the poster. However, Reddit user Nouveau Comte was able to provide proof that it was only for online, shared on the same thread. Now, this pretty much wraps up all of the GTA 5 leaks, but there was one last leak I wanted to discuss that actually goes back to GTA 4 and relates a bit more to Vice City. With the release of GTA episodes from Liberty City, a small advertisement found in the game manual ended up causing quite a stir. The ad in question was for a non-existent film, Liberty City, It's Over, and in its center, the ad shows the cover art from Grand Theft Auto 4, then below the title are the words, Next Stop, above a rip in the poster, which shows another image underneath, as though the Liberty City, It's Over poster had been pasted on top of it. The suggestive poster uses a volcano surrounded by two tree-covered hills to advertise an erectile dysfunction drug. It was apparently on the wall of an adult shop in the game, or possibly the adult movie studio Interglobin Films. The adult studio was at the center of several Vice City missions, and now this was left alone after GTA 5 ended up being in Los Angeles instead of Vice City or Miami, but this could hint at the next game making a return to Vice City, which in this case would be GTA 6. There has already been intense speculation of GTA 6 returning to Vice City, but looking back at this, I think it would be somewhat relevant. This wraps up the leaks of GTA 5 that came out and ended up being true, and I'm curious to know, guys, what do you guys think about the current leaks of GTA 6 that are out right now, and how much you guys believe them based on what we saw happen with GTA 5? I will be continuing this series with Red Dead Redemption 2 in the future, so if you guys did enjoy this video, please subscribe, as these more detailed videos take quite a bit of time to make. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, it's been Nick Plays Games, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!